Ak. Good morning, Boker Tov. How are you? It's Tuesday. It's the day before the 4th of July. Yay! All the firecrackers, well, that's tomorrow though. Okay. Don't forget to celebrate and be responsible, will you? Okay. Today, I want to talk about Parsha Pinchas. And this one should be especially important for all the women out there. Alrighty? Check it out. Let me tell you a story. Mr. Z ran a thriving business. The business was handed down to him from his father, who learned the business from his father. Mr. Z had 5 wonderful daughters who helped run the business, and together the business was doing great until the day Mr. Z passed away. All the employees and customers mourned Mr. Z, but none so much as his 5 daughters. After sitting Shiva, it was time to go back to work and settle their father's affairs. As they approached the factory, they noticed a lock on the gate with a notice that the factory now belonged to Mr. Z's brothers, and the daughters, well, they just weren't welcome. The women looked at each other at the gate and all agreed this wasn't going to happen. They all joined the company as soon as they graduated college. They were all part of the business also. Well, their uncles, they didn't agree. The 5 women approached all the finest legal minds, and they were always turned away. All the lawyers cited laws that granted only sons and male family members to inherit the company. Undaunted, the women tried something very risky. They approached the judge themselves, skipping legal representation and hoping they would get an audience with the judge. The judge not only took their call, but held a public hearing to hear out the women's concerns. Their uncle showed up with the best legal representation money could buy, and the women, well, they just had each other. The panel listened to both sides, and the judges retired to his chambers. He read the laws on the books, and yes, the law said that only the son or male relatives inherited the estate. Something was wrong with this. He decided that he needed to contact the Supreme Court to get a proper ruling. So the case was advanced to the Supreme Court. The day the Supreme Court ruled, the tension hung in the air. Everyone wanted to see what would happen to Mr. Z's daughters. Finally, the Supreme Court rendered its verdict. The plea of Mr. Z's daughters is just. You should just give them a hereditary portion of the estate as well as Mr. Z's brothers. So the 5 daughters got to share Mr. Z's estate with their uncles, and the company could stay in the family for generations and generations. This story doesn't quite make sense in the modern world. But when the Israelites were traveling in the desert, only the sons or male relatives could stand to inherit any real estate or property. The battle for women's right was started a long, long time ago. The first battle was fought and won here in Parsha Pinchas, when the 5 daughters of Zelophehad didn't just take no for an answer and approached Moses and Aaron to rule in their favor over their father's inheritance. Moses knew the law wasn't right, but it wasn't his place to overturn the law that was given to him. So he approached God and pleaded the women's case. So what have we learned from this story? It's a nice story, but what have we learned? If a law doesn't seem right, we question. We have to strive for what is right. It's all right to question. It's all right to challenge. Do what's right. Well, I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Give me comments, likes, whatever, smiles, whatever. I hope you learned something, and I hope you be careful tomorrow on the 4th of July. Celebrate responsibly. And remember why and what we're all about. Don't let what's going on, don't let it mess it up for us. So, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. And I'll see you next Tuesday on Torah Tuesday. Peace out.